Good evening, race fans, and welcome back to the League Zero Racing Series, the premier Formula 3 iRacing League. We are 6 rounds into our 5th season and looking forward to a special event here at Spa. One single race, no feature, no hits no sprint races this time by. We're going to run it start to finish, 27 laps of non-stop action. As always, I'm your host, James Eastspring, the Action 1080p, 60 frames a second, on behalf of our good friends, LeagueZero.net. If you're looking to get on the action, check them out, LeagueZero.net. Free to join and a whole lot of fun every Thursday night. And thank you to our fans, friends, and family. Always tune in, supporting the drivers, supporting the league, as well as supporting the broadcast. Qualifying coming to a close here today. And then we're going to get things started. Let us know where you're from, who you're cheering on. Drivers always appreciate it, and we definitely appreciate it up here in the production booth at League Zero. Now, at this event, even combined with the special race length and format, a little bit different on the points as well. The top 15 drivers will be scoring points here this evening, and whoever sets the fastest lap of the race and finishes within the points, within that top 15 window, will score 2 extra bonus points to help them out on their season championship dreams. Right now, Reed Gibson still your points leader. Micah Barnett runs second. Finley Fitzsimmons is in third. Max Wobbles in fifth. And Michael Chow will be the top 5. Waiting for qualifying to end. Looks like no drivers are still out on track as Barney, our flagman, vigorously waving the yellow flag, or excuse me, the checkered flag at the start-finish line. It looks like we're going to get ready and get these drivers gridded up here today for our main event. Let's run through the grid order. Starting on pole, Finley Fitzsimmons in the number 1 spot. Reed Gibson starting second. Micah Barnett starting third. Kevin Burrows starts fourth. Jack Mundy starting fifth. Jared Ziegler starts sixth. Antonio Bianchi starting seventh. Jake Duckwall starts eighth. Nick Peterson starting ninth. Xavier Zanave starting 10th. John Kasai, the propane man, will be starting 11th. Peter Rettinger starts 12th. Cycling it on back, we've got Alex Penn starting 13th. Michael Fairchild starts 14th. Gareth McAllister, the world-famous Australian, starting 15th. Nick Trollman starts 16th. Norman King with Mustard Seed Racing starting 17th. Blaine Sparling starts 18th. Felipe Ramos starting 19th. Levi Opus starting 20th. Ricardo Espino starting 21st. And Nick Beaver will round out the 22-car grid here today. As let's get ready to get things going. That's Fitzsimmons and Gibson in the front row, still waiting on, looks like Kevin Burrows and Ricardo Espino to get queued up and ready to go. A standing start in our traditional format. 27 laps of this main event. No feature event, no heat event. Just wide open from start to finish. Looks like Micah Barnett goes back to pit road for a quick reason, not entirely sure why. Kevin Burrows has made his way onto the track. Looks like all the drivers are going to make it as we were waiting for the lights to come on here at Spa. And away we go. How is this going to shape out? We do have race control on standby with the world-famous Joseph Penn ready to roll out the safety car if need be. Reed Gibson goes off track in turn 1. Finley Fitzsimmons going to charge up the hill. Micah Barnett in second, and things are getting a little bit busy already from second place back. Micah Barnett has Gibson square behind. Are we going to get through this nice and clean? So far, so good. Things are getting a little bit hectic as we go 3-4 wide. We're looking at Nick Trollman in 17th. He's in the danger zone. Drivers trying to get slotted in here. Still 3 wide as we head down the straight. Oh my goodness, Gareth McAllister right there with Fairchild, Rettinger, Alex Penn, Norman King all here. Rettinger goes off track. tagging the wall. Looks like the car's relatively okay. Back up front, a heated battle for second. Micah Barnett now leading the race. Finley Fitzsimmons, Reed Gibson trying to battle for second. Fitzsimmons does not want Barnett to get away here. Redinger takes a tow back to pit road. We've got more excitement towards the rear. We show, looked like Kasai, I believe Bianchi with a brief off-track excursion. Oh, here we go. That's Alex Penn, Michael Fairchild side by side in the battle for 13th. Right behind them, Nick Trollman, Norman King battling for the final points paying position. That top 15 spot going to be extremely crucial. Drivers maybe being a little bit more safe here this evening, knowing that there's not a second chance to redeem themselves in a sprint race. We're running it all the way through here this evening, as Fairchild has Alex Penn right behind him, Nick Trollman, Norman King, Nick Beaver, and a freight train in tow as well. Up front, a little bit further up front I should say, Nick Peterson and Antonio Bianchi making moves for 8th. Peterson up 1 spot in the 8th place spot in the number 24. Bianchi down 2 in the number 17. Oh, and we've got problems. Longtime rivals Finley Fitzsimmons, Jack Mundy side by side. Fitzsimmons falling, still holding on to the 3rd place spot as the lap times start to wick up. Little bit of history here between our 2 young British drivers, Mundy and Fitzsimmons, 4th and 3rd as it stands. Micah Barnett, your race leaders, pulled a 1 second gap over Gibson. Gibson has just about a second over Fitzsimmons. Will these two be able to put their differences aside, try and draft back up to the top 2 drivers? No is the answer as we're side by side. That's going to give Kevin Burrows a massive hole in the air to try and catch up, but a big blink from Jack Mundy as he swoops up the inside line of Fitzsimmons. Drivers too busy worrying about this battle for 3rd when they could be working together to get up towards the front, and that's allowed Burrows, Ziegler, Duckwall to rapidly close the gap here. There's going to be a lot of off tracks here at Spa. Looks like John Kasai somewhere out on track has issues. Able to get back out on the track, but we can hear that machine kind of rattling around there slightly. So something definitely amiss. Also having a battle for 5th going on, Kevin Burrows. Had pressure from Jared Ziegler's number 57 machine. You can also just peek Jake Duckwall, Antonio Bianchi, Nick Peterson, all inside the top 10 here. The battle for 3rd still underway between Fitzsimmons and Mundy. The top 2 drivers, Barnett and Gibson, still using this battle behind them, an opportunity to stretch their legs as we're 2 wide, 2 rows deep. As Fitzsimmons and Mundy side by side, Burrows and Ziegler also side by side. Oh, this is going to be tight racing, and now behind them, that's Jake Duckwall, Antonio Bianchi joining the hunt. Gibson in 2nd, clicks off the fastest lap of the race, a 2-minute 12 flat. We saw 2 10s in qualifying here today, with drivers using that draft with their teammates and friends. Burrows and Ziegler wheel to wheel, heading up the straight. The start finish line straight, but ooh, we've got a crash report. Ricardo Espino finds himself pointing the wrong direction. Well, let's see what happened to Espino here. Does he get a little bit of help, or does he lose it on his own? Oh, it's a blink. And maybe got a little bit unsettled there, thinking that driver is going to reappear. Mundy and Fitzsimmons still having a frantic battle. Meanwhile, it looks like Ziegler and Duckwall, as well as Kevin Burrows, having their own. Ziegler in 6th, Duckwall 7th, Burrows in 8th. Still side by side for 2nd. Mundy's going to be able to, for 3rd. Mundy's going to be able to hold on to that 3rd place spot. Fitzsimmons still down 3 positions. And you can just see Micah Barnett, Reed Gibson ahead as Fitzsimmons throwing a haymaker at Mundy. Looking a little bit further back in the field, it's a freight train from 6th through about 9th place spot. Jared Ziegler still having under heavy pressure from Jake Duckwall, but now you got Kevin Burrows, Nick Peterson, 8th and 9th. Seeing if they can squeeze a little bit closer here. Still 21 drivers out on track. There goes problems. There's Jake Duckwall. Has to wait for a safe spot to rejoin here. And he's going to drop now back to 12th, down 4 positions from where he originally started. Mundy and Fitzsimmons both registering off tracks together as they extend the surface here at Spa. Looking for a little bit faster opportunity. Fitzsimmons seems like he backs off slightly. Maybe to get a big drive on Mundy. And all the while, Micah Barnett, Reed Gibson checking out up front. And it looked like a little bit of contact between Fitzsimmons and Mundy there. I think is that Jared Ziegler I see off track? No, that was Antonio Bianchi dipping a couple wheels into the grass. Has to be mighty careful as he's tucked in right behind Kevin Burrows, number 80. Now, so far, we've been fortunate not to... Oh, there's Nick Trollman getting back on the circuit, the number 8. I was getting ready to say, so far, we've been fortunate to avoid any big pileups. Myself was betting on a large, I'd say turn 2 or 3 big crash on lap 1 was my expectations for this special event. So far, drivers have been cool, calm, and collected. Peter Rettinger, the only driver forced back into an early retirement in the virtual hauler. Oh, Alex Penn off track. Tries to get it fired back up. Let's see what happened to the young driver, the number 30 machine. He was tucked in behind Fairchild. Oh, a little bit too much curbing, a little bit too much grass, and around she goes. Thankfully, kept it off the wall. And look at this. That's Mundy, Ziegler, and Burrows. A 3-car battle for 4th. Fitzsimmons trying to break away and keep these drivers behind him. Kevin Burrows, the number 80 machine, has the fastest lap of the race, a 2:11.59, a clean lap, no off tracks and no incidents. That's the only way to have that fastest lap recorded. And again, if you score within the points and have that title underneath you, the fastest hot lap, that is worth 2 extra points by the time it's all said and done. Oh, a great draft battle going on between Jared Ziegler, Kevin Burrows. Is Burrows going to hop out of the line? Got down to that 2:11.59. We know he has pace side by side with Jared Ziegler. And now going to try and use the draft of Mundy, but not quite able to get there. Burrows and Ziegler side by side. Ziegler's going to come out on top, and now Antonio Bianchi pulling up right tight behind, as well as you can just see Nick Peterson's number 24 machine. Real great racing across the track as Burrows stalking Jared Ziegler, the number 57. Still holding about 3/10. A little bit further back, we've also got, looks like that's going to be Nick Bieber, Michael Fairchild battling for 12th. Bieber up 9 positions. I believe that makes him our hard charger of the evening, as yes, we get confirmation. So he has moved from look to be dead last all the way up to 13th and having a great run doing it. And it looks like Fitzsimmons, now that he has a little bit less pressure from behind, has closed the gap to second place driver Reed Gibson, now down to about 1/4 of a second. Micah Barnett, your race leader, still 1.6 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. And now Mundy, it's going to be his turn to have a little bit of a battle, getting a wheel shown to him, and oh no! Was that Antonio Bianchi? Antonio Bianchi off track. It was Kevin Burrows that went around. So let's see what happened to Burrows, the number 80 machine. Does he get a little bit of help from Bianchi? Oh yes, he did. A good hearty shove from behind. And I think Bianchi pulls over to yield the position. Alex Penn has problems. Ooh. In just about the identical spot. Oh, we've got issues. That's Felipe Ramos, Levi Opitz. Looks like they're on a hot track. Ramos limps it over to the cone. I wonder if Opitz was tied up in that. Ramos takes a tow back to pit road. You could just see the spin in the background there of Alex Penn. Oh, Ramos parks it in the track. Opitz nowhere to go, and as this replay is going on, we've got even more issues. My goodness, the replay camera is getting its well use out of it. Kevin Burrows, Nick Beaver tied up in an incident. We're watching Burrows, the number 80 machine. Grabs too much grass, careens back out on track, and oh! We've seen it once, we've seen it twice. That's Kevin Burrows, Nick Beaver, heavy damage. Burrows takes the tow back to pit road. Looks like Beaver's gonna stay out on track somehow. Get your cameras ready here at Spa as drivers are starting to wad up some perfectly good race cars. Opitz takes a tow back to pit road. He is done out for the evening. Now here at League Zero, if you take a tow, you are finished for that session. So it's going to be Kevin Burrows, Felipe Ramos, Levi Opitz, and Peter Redinger all back in the virtual hauler early on here today. Camera's currently focused on Finley Fitzsimmons running second. He's about a second ahead of Reed Gibson in third, but 2 seconds back from Micah Barnett, who's got clean air in front of him. And just as the focus on hitting his marks, we check in on Barnett. Did John Kasai? Looks like Kasai may have come down pit road. Both Barnett and Fitzsimmons running identical lap times. Now, it's interesting. Sometimes here at Spa, it'll trigger our broadcasting software saying there's a crash, when in reality it's just drivers getting slowed down for pit road. And that is exactly what it was. This John Kasai is going to be the first driver for a green flag pit stop here in the 27-lap main event. He's in and out of his pit stop a little bit shy of 5 seconds. As Spa really lending itself well to some fantastic draft battling. This is the battle for fourth between Mundy and Ziegler. Oh, and is that Ziegler taking the alternative route through the grass? And here comes Nick Peterson, going to capitalize on number 24 machine. Peterson's going to throw it in deep on the inside line. Yes, side by side they go. Maybe a little bit of wheels touching there. Ziegler holds on to it. Jared Ziegler's going to hold on to that top 5 position, but for how long is Nick Peterson? It smells blood in the water. Jack Mundy in fourth has quickly pulled a 2-second gap, not wanting anything of it. But Mundy having a pretty ferocious blinking issue. 2 seconds ahead of the number 57, Ziegler, the number 24 of Peterson. Nick Beaver still in pit road after 1 minute and 15 seconds. He's got extensive repairs to be made on that number 10 machine with the big impact of Kevin Burrows. On board with Nick Peterson's number 24 machine, still running 6th, up 3 spots so far. He's holding on to a half-second disadvantage from Jared Ziegler's 57. Ziegler running 5th. Up 1 spot, while Peterson up 3 positions so far. Oh, hold on to it, Peterson. The camera sees all. And look at the lap times getting updated. Finley Fitzsimmons clicking off the fast lap of the race, a 2:11.44. A full 4/10 faster than Barnett. And that was a clean lap time. No off tracks, no incidents. Barnett still holding on to a 1 3/4 second advantage. Despite Fitzsimmons being about 4/10 faster last time by. King in the number 28, he's also down pit road. Desai, the only driver that's come in early and went back out there. We check in with race leader Micah Barnett. As we do, though, we get the report Jack Mundy off and around. Able to rejoin quite safely, as it looked like Xavier Zanave almost got into him there. Zanave stepping the back end out. Every position Zanave can join here is an extra few points in his championship dreams. Gotta be tough to race around Mundy in the position that Zanave is in, not knowing when that number 2 machine is gonna blink out of existence and possibly reappear right in front of you. A lot of trust amongst the drivers here at League Zero. "16 drivers out on track of the 22 that started. And here comes Nick Peterson, trying to take away a spot from Ziegler. Peterson tries to set up for the inside. Ziegler takes the opportunity to come down pit road. Peterson will move up to the 4th place spot, up 5 positions. Hard charger Gareth McAllister now up 9 positions in 6th. The top 5 very spread out here. If we go back to Antonio Bianchi, the bright red number 17 machine, he is 12.8 seconds back from race leader Micah Barnett. So almost 13 seconds separating the top 5 drivers at this point. But McAllister knows he's the hard charger and keeps that forward momentum up, reeling up behind Bianchi, using the draft off the 17 machine. Not going to be able to set up a move quite yet here. Bianchi holds on to it very narrowly, stepping out the back end, dancing that number 17 machine around. McAllister just enjoying the show right behind him there. As we are on board, actually let's pan that back to McAllister, so we can get a great shot of Bianchi just ahead. Bianchi throwing that machine around. McAllister being mindful of the off tracks in that number 25. And starting to close the gap. Bianchi trying to build up as much of a gap as he possibly can to deny McAllister the draft on the very fast straights here in Spa. It looks like Bianchi is going to pull a 1 second advantage. Micah Barnett, your race leader, comes down pit road. That's going to put Fitzsimmons at the front here in the number 16 machine. Fitzsimmons last time by a 2-minute 11.56, so just about a 10th off his fastest lap of the race. Fitzsimmons has good pace, and he's got clean track ahead of him. This may be a good position for that number 16 machine to try and make up some time before he has to come down pit road. McAllister now up 10 positions so far, the number 25. But as you can see in the track map in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, there is nobody ahead of Fitzsimmons at this point. Oh, and Micah Barnett, after that lap 9 pit stop, may get slowed down a little bit as he's got Jack Mundy battling with him. Barnett taking back over the 6th place spot after taking fuel. Mundy falls back to 7th. Oh, and a big blink there as well. Now Barnett's in a good position, running 6th. Everybody inside the top 5 has yet to been down pit road. Looks like it's about 31 to 32 seconds, the time spent on pit lane for a fuel stop. By the time you pass the entry cones to the time you make your way back out onto the hot track. Mundy doing everything in his power to close the distance of Micah Barnett's 59 machine. Oh, a big sin there from Mundy. Barnett gets loose, Mundy blinks. Antonio Bianchi, Gareth McAllister, Jake Duckwall all down pit road. Mundy driving like a man possessed. On board, Micah Barnett. The number 59 machine about a half-second back. It's about to be a great shot to show just how massive the draft is here at Spa. It's already down to about 0.3 of a second. Micah Barnett with an absolutely massive drive. Look at the gap closing 0.2 and closing fast. Will Barnett have enough time going into the corner? He's going to take a peek. He's going to lick the stamp and send it here. Micah Barnett battling back for 4th. Oh, Mundy, you can't quite see where he's going to be as he careens around. Micah Barnett moves back into 4th place. Knowing Mundy's still going to have the box, has yet to come down pit road for fuel. And this is the first time we've done such a long format here at League Zero in these Formula 3 machines. How long can these drivers go on tires? Will we see the first race where drivers felt the need to take tires? A little bit further back, there's John Kasai trying to close the gap to Blaine Sparling's number 9 machine. Sparling in 9th, Kasai in 10th. Both drivers within the points here. Fitzsimmons, your race leader. His lap prior was a 2:11.48. Let's see what it updates to this time. I know Fitzsimmons is going to come down pit road after enjoying the clean track ahead of him. Reed Gibson in 2nd, Nick Peterson in 3rd, have also yet to box here. Gibson opts to stay out. The number 11 machine back out front, and now it's going to be his turn to enjoy a very light fuel tank. As he did click off his fastest lap of the race, a 2-minute 12.14. Fitzsimmons back out on track. Reed Gibson has no lap traffic to contend with at this point. We still have 16 drivers on the lead lap, 17 still out there racing of the 22 that entered. Oh, Gibson. I wonder if the tires are starting to fall apart on these guys. We're 12 laps in, and we've seen a lot of rear wheel movement. Drivers either driving with the throttle or fighting the tire wear, and if they are fighting tire wear, those big moments are only going to exponentially make things worse for these guys. Getting a little bit too much heat into them, and then it gets mighty exciting mighty quickly. We did get a report John Kasai's moved back up into 9th ahead of Blaine Sparling, now residing in 10th. Michael Fairchild. Oh, a big lunge up the inside line of Xavier Zanave's number 12. Fairchild makes it 8 spots gained in the 88. But Zanave tries to fire back in the green and yellow number 12. He's facing the green and white 88 of Fairchild. Very easy to spot both these drivers each and every week. Nick Peterson comes down pit road for his one green flag stop. Now, drivers were talking before the race. Not sure if this is going to be a 2-stop event or not. Jack Mundy's going to join Peterson on pit road as it looks like Fairchild and Zanave will do the same. Gibson stays out a little while longer and joining the clean air. Then another fast lap. A 2:12.12, again his personal best. Blaine Sparling in pit road, as well as Nick Trollman, Xavier Zanave, Ricardo Espino's in pit road. So as it stands, Reed Gibson, the only driver who has yet to come down pit road. This is about to be a very busy pit exit. Now Gibson has about an 11.5-second advantage over Fitzsimmons, who is getting back up to speed after that lap 11 pit stop. How is this going to shake down when Gibson finally comes down pit road? How long can he go for? Historically, it's been fairly rare to see too many fuel strategy calls being made here at League Zero. Normally everybody on roughly the same strategy, give or take a lap or two. But this long format lap 27 lap event, gives a little bit of options here on what driver's gonna do. Now we are almost to the halfway mark in today's main event. Oh, and there we go, Reed Gibson coming down pit road. That should give the lead back to Fitzsimmons, blasting into the chicane. Micah Barnett about 2 seconds back from the number 16 machine. And you can really hear some tire chatter out of these drivers. Fitzsimmons crosses the line with a 2:12, just about flat. Barnett about 3/10 slower than number 16. About 1.9 seconds back. He's going to be fighting very fiercely to try and pick up the draft off the back wing of the number 16 machine and see if he can slingshot that number 59 back into a race lead. Fitzsimmons net neutral on positions qualified pole, currently running in first. Micah Barnett in second is up 1 spot. Gibson in third, down 1 position from his originally qualifying section. Now I do wonder, are Fitzsimmons and Barnett planning on another stop here? Has Reed Gibson maybe figured something out? Fitzsimmons trying to be mindful of the off tracks here. Nobody wants to get a drive-through penalty when you're running in such a good position. Checking back in on Jake Duckwall and Antonio Bianchi running 9th and 8th. Duckwall about a 3/4 of a second back from the Italian number 17, driven by none other than Antonio Bianchi. The Avanti sponsor number 17 machine. Duckwall looks to close the gap ever so slightly. and he should be in a good drafting position. I think we just spotted possibly Gareth McAllister, the number 25 machine, ahead of these two drivers. As we are officially past the halfway mark of this main event, our only event of the evening. And we've got more racing going on a little bit further back. Looks like Michael Fairchild catching up to Blaine Sparling in 12th. Now both drivers within a points paying position here. Oh, here we go. Fairchild makes the pass and does so cleanly against Sparling. Sparling backs up the corner ever so slightly to get a big run here on Fairchild. Does he make a move, or is he going to wait till the straight and maybe fully use the draft? I think that's going to be the call made from the bright pink number 9. Now everybody out on track has been down pit road. The earliest driver to come down pit road was John Kasai, lap 6. The latest was Reed Gibson on lap 13. How far can these drivers go on a tank of fuel? Gibson set himself up for the most likely chance to make it on one tank. I'm a little bit worried and a little bit apprehensive for the likes of maybe John Kasai, who came in very early, only 6 laps in. As it looks like Fairchild very slowly extending that gap over Sparling, now down to about to about 9/10 of a second. We check back in with race leader Finley Fitzsimmons. He has a 2.5 second advantage over Barnett, gaining about 2 to 3/10 per lap here. We're going to wait for it to update. Fitzsimmons at 211.821, Barnett a 212.3. So Fitzsimmons looking to be about a half second faster per lap at this point. Has to be careful with his expectations. Doesn't need to worry too much about tires if he can just maintain a smooth and steady pace. And still a long way to go before Fitzsimmons runs into any traffic here. Ricardo Espino, Nick Trollman, 14th and 15th, a very important position as we are only paying points to the top 15 here at this special event. And it looks like Espino, a big bobble, allowing Trollman to move one spot higher in the standings. Both drivers had to be very mindful not to take each other out here, but nobody told Espino that as he sends it up the inside line of Trollman. Trollman's going to be quick to fire back as it's a drag race up the hill. Who's going to lift first? Personal safety completely out the window. Are we going to stay too wide? No. Looks like Trollman backs out of it slightly to get a big run behind Espino. Espino stays on the gas and he pulls a little bit of distance, about a 10th advantage over Trollman here. Trollman not going to have enough draft, I think, to fire back. As Espino, with a gutsy moves, holds on to 14th place. He's up 7 positions so far. Some great racing here. I would say this longer format lending itself very well to drivers being a bit more careful about risking the car too much for maybe a small track position. And oh, here we go. Micah Barnett, the number 59 machine, back down pit road. Is this going to be a 2-stop race? John Kasai back down pit road. Keep an eye out, ladies and gentlemen, on Reed Gibson, the number 11 machine, currently in second. Let's see if we can get a camera pointed at him. Yeah, there we go. There's Reed Gibson sitting in second. He's the lone driver who stayed out an extremely long time, made it to lap 13 before his pit stop. He might, maybe, be able to make it till the end here on a one-stop strategy. Michael Fairchild has a crash. No caution car needed. Let's see what happened to Fairchild. Is it a solo incident? Does he get a little bit of help, as I believe that's Blaine Sparling behind him. Oh, Sparling able to get through there. Well done to Fairchild hopping out of the way. As we've got a 3-car battle for 6th shaping up. It's Micah Barnett, the number 59 machine. Antonio Bianchi, the 17. Jake Duckwall, the 99. 6th, 7th, and 8th, separated by about a half second here. Now, Fitzsimmons, your race leader. Last time he came down pit road was lap 11. Can he make it till the end? And be, I believe, the only driver on a one-tire stop strategy. Fuel stop, excuse me. As we continue watching the fray for 6th. Barnett holding on to it, but Bianchi wants to get a little bit higher up in the points here. And he's going to do just that, taking a peek to the inside line of Barnett. Side by side they go. Fitzsimmons, your race leader, clicks off once again the fastest lap of the race, a 2:11.2, as he hot laps his head. Barnett holds on to 6th. Bianchi nowhere to go. Jake Duckwall seems to be content just watching this battle unfold, maybe hoping he's going to get a 2-for-1. No, Jake Duckwall is going to take that opportunity to come down pit road saying, all right, I can't do anything with these two guys battling so intently ahead of me. Now, Reed Gibson, let's talk more about him. Last time by, he was almost 2 seconds off the pace of Fitzsimmons. I think Gibson's going to try a one-stop strategy here tonight. Gibson about halfway through his lap here. A little bit of traffic behind him. No, that's going to be Jared Ziegler closing the gap in 3rd. Ziegler closing the gap ever so slightly. Ziegler definitely on a two-stop fuel strategy. Closing the gap to Gibson. Gibson seems to be committed to the plan here. Let's see, Finley Fitzsimmons, last time a 2:11.24, so still running right about his fast lap of the race. Waiting for Gibson to update the lap time. 2:13.4, so 2.2 seconds off the pace. Jared Ziegler in 3rd, a 2:12.34. Gibson's going to go for it here, ladies and gentlemen. Now, he has to be careful. Any sort of... Actually, I take that back. I was going to say a safety car would hurt Gibson's strategy here. But I think the fuel saving he could get on pacing may kind of equal out. Now you can see on the track map just how far ahead Fitzsimmons is. That is what an 18 second, it's called a 17.5 second advantage over Reed Gibson looks like. But Fitzsimmons, every time he's on pit road, that's cost him about 32 seconds from cones to cones. This is going to be an interesting one. On board with Jared Ziegler's number 57 machine, sitting in third, up 3 positions. We got to pan back a little bit as we've got a battle for 14th. The final points position still in play. Nick Trollman 14th, Ricardo Espino 15th. Alex Penn about a second and a quarter back from these two. He wants to score some points in that number 30 machine and may have a bit of an opportunity here as Trollman and Espino side by side once more. Penn trying to catch the draft. He's closing very slowly, but not quite close enough to fully take advantage of the draft. As I say that, Alex Penn closes the gap now down to a second as Trollman and Espino still battling for 14th. The top 15 pay out points here this evening. Here comes Alex Penn barreling into the fray. One of these drivers is going to end up outside points positions. On board Alex Penn. Who's going to be the first one to make a move here? Espino sitting in the middle of these two drivers. Jack Money down pit road for his second and most likely final stop of the night. 7 laps left to go. The $1 million question, the possible race winning question. Will Reed Gibson be able to pull something out here on strategy? A massive gamble to try and make this a one-stop race. Jack Money rolls back onto the surface. We watch Espino and Penn side by side. Oh, a little bit of contact there between Penn and Espino. They touch again. Espino holds on to the 15th place spot. He's up 6 positions. Alex Penn will not be denied. Takes a peek to the inside line. Espino shuts the door. Nick Trollman just says, I've got to get out of here. These two drivers behind go wheel to wheel. And we're about to have a battle for second as well. No, it's already happened. Jared Ziegler takes the position away from Reed Gibson for P2. Let's see where the move was made between Ziegler and Gibson. We've got Nathaniel here cheering on world-famous Aussie Gareth McAllister. McAllister still running 5th out on track, up 10 spots. And Ziegler, there we go, just using the draft to his full advantage. We pan back to the very heated battle for 15th. Penn's going to take a look to the inside line using the draft of Espino. Oh, who's it going to be? Looks like Espino edges out Penn. Penn fires back around the outside, gets set up for the next right-hander, still side by side. The wheels almost interlocking. Penn's going to have the right-hand corner. Espino tries to carry a little bit more speed around the outside as they continue. A fantastic race. The wheels still interlocked. Neither driver able to move safely in that position. Penn holds on to 15th. Just ever so slightly. So Alex Penn, no, Espino fires back. Penn knows this is for points here, where every single one can make the difference between the individual championship as well as the team championship. And Espino is not having any of it out of that number 30 machine. Fighting tooth and nail for that final points paying position. Meanwhile, Jared Ziegler and Antonio Bianchi down pit road for their second stops of the night. Now both Espino and Penn down pit road on lap 12. As Penn takes over the 15th place spot once more, Espino's going to try and carry as much speed and get set up on the inside line. I think Penn would, no, Penn's not going to throw an aggressive block there. Staying on line to get the best drive out of the corner. That number 30 machine eyes constantly forward and quickly pulls a 3/4 of a second advantage over Espino. We've also got a battle for fourth coming up. There's Gareth McAllister just getting love from the fans. He's got Micah Barnett's number 59 machine right behind him. Barnett came down pit road on lap 16. He's good to go to the end. McAllister came down pit road lap 10. He's going to be looking a little bit short on fuel if the other driver strategies are any indication of what's to come. Because again, after Jared Ziegler made the pass on Reed Gibson, he had to come down pit road knowing he wouldn't have enough fuel to make it till the end. Ooh, Barnett there, a little bit of a bobble behind the hard-charging Aussie. McAllister is up 11 spots so far. Fitzsimmons, your race leader, just keeps getting faster, a 2:11.14. I think Fitzsimmons knows he has that absolutely hot lap here in the number 16. Especially knowing if he's going to have to make another fuel stop to make it till the end. As Reed Gibson in second, just slowly trudging along. Nick Peterson down pit road. Gareth McAllister will follow suit. Micah Barnett moves up to 13th. Is this going to be a surprise fuel mileage event? Reed Gibson, Micah Barnett in good positions here. Jared Ziegler sitting fourth, and I believe it may be Peterson holding on to fifth. Yes, it is, as he rolls out of pit road. Barnett 7 seconds back from Gibson. Gibson 22 seconds back from race leader Fitzsimmons. But that gap could quickly be overdone if we see Fitzsimmons down pit road. Now it's going to be McAllister and Zanave battling for sixth. Zanave tries to attempt the draft pass. He's going to look to the inside line against the number 25. Who yields first? Neither really there. Zanave had a little bit better line. McAllister gets shuffled back to seventh, and now Antonio Bianchi stepping up as well. The number 17 machine, a 3-car shootout for sixth. Ooh, side by side. Zanave holds on to six as McAllister and Bianchi side by side behind. A big sin from McAllister up the inside line. Bianchi gets pushed off track. Zanave is going to hold on to it. Bianchi fires back, and look at this. Here comes Jake Duckwall, the 99 machine. It's going to be 4 drivers battling for sixth here, and very, very soon, Fitzsimmons, the first driver to get down to a 2-minute 10 lap time ahead. Jake Duckwall off track. Lee getting left behind from now. Zanave, McAllister, Bianchi. Duckwall falls all the way back to 11th as now we watch McAllister and Zanave battling for sixth. McAllister good to go till the end on fuel. Zanave is going to be cutting a little bit close. His last pit stop was lap 12. 4 laps left to go here at this main event. Bianchi also making a move on Zanave, so Zanave is going to now fall back to 8th. We've got Aussies, we've got Italians, and we've got the flying Frenchman Xavier Zanave all right here in the 3-car battle for 6th. Just behind, we saw John Kasai's number 3 machine. Oh, we've got a crash report. Michael Fairchild involved in his own incident. It looks like possibly a single car incident. Let's take a peek and see. Looks like the chicane bites again. Yeah, a little bit unsorted in the first part. The car is unloaded and very loose. And around goes Fairchild. McAllister holds on to the 6th place spot with Bianchi right behind in the all-red number 17 machine. Now McAllister in 6th, about 51 seconds back from Fitzsimmons, your race leader. So even if Fitzsimmons has to box one more time, I don't know if McAllister's going to be able to work his way into podium contention. Oh, Fitzsimmons, your race leader, is down pit road for his second stop. Hard on the brakes. Pit limiter is on. Let's see how this shapes up. Reed Gibson, who's on a fuel strategy call, came down pit road, the latest driver of the race, lap 13. I believe he is the only driver who's going to try and make this a one-stop event. Other maybes could be Xavier Zanave, possibly Blaine Sparling and Michael Fairchild, but this could be a fuel call for the win. Fitzsimmons splashes off on fuel. And then Reed Gibson, what just happened? Gibson's front right has fallen off. Reed Gibson is going to get robbed here. What are we witnessing, ladies and gentlemen? How is he still going that fast? Well, I guess comparatively, as Micah Barnett makes his way around, he's not going that fast. Let's get that one queued up. I think Fitzsimmons may have had a blink there. Right as Gibson was coming around, I didn't see a crash out of Gibson. Oh, no. No netcode involved there. Let's back that up and enhance. Gibson, the biggest bobble of his racing career, turns in too tightly and completely removes the front right from the car. Oh my goodness, all the work Gibson has done is all for naught, as he is extremely dangerous out on track. Jared Ziegler makes his way around. Now it's going to be Nick Peterson. I think Gibson, surely he's not going to make an entire lap at Spa like this. We look on with awe and our eyes half open, terrified to see what's going to happen. Gibson wisely gets way off the racing line to allow the rest of the field through, but absolutely gutting for the number 11 machine. The one driver who is willing to risk it on strategy, and a small bobble undoes it. Excuse me. I'm forgetting words in the excitement. There goes Jack Mundy. Oh, and around. Oh, no! There goes Gibson. Jake Duckwall is going to get collected. Both drivers going to take a tow. You hate to see it, ladies and gentlemen. Duckwall, an innocent bystander there. Gibson takes a tow back to pit road. He's done and out for the evening. So Finley Fitzsimmons, with 2 laps left to go, barring any mistakes, this should be his race. You can see clean track ahead. And if I'm looking at this right, we have whittled it down to 14 drivers. My personal expectations was going to be 15 ended here today. I will be losing my own bet on this one. The field very, very stretched out here. Fitzsimmons, your race leader, 14 seconds ahead of Barnett. Barnett, 13.2 ahead of Jared Ziegler in third. This is going to be a big opportunity for several drivers to really make up some points. Fitzsimmons in position to win the race and pick up 2 bonus points, as he does have the fastest lap of the race. And with Reed Gibson, actually, look at this. Reed Gibson in 15th, still in the points. If Norman King can make 2 more laps, he will move up to 15th. As we get confirmation, unfortunately, somehow Jake Duckwall moves up to 15th. But Norman King, with 2 drivers in front of him, may be able to score points in that number 28 machine here tonight. Norman King does have 15 points earned so far this season, But a lot of these drivers still in a team championship as well, so it's all about the averages as we watch Nick Trollman, Alex Penn. Looks like a battle for 12th shaping up here. But this could be massive for Fitzsimmons. Reed Gibson, your points leader of this series, has retired, and there is a chance that, yes, Gibson is out of the points as it sits. Penn not quite able to close the gap to Trollman. White flag will be out this time by. Oh, here we go. Penn getting set up for the draft move up into 12th. Trollman looks like he almost gave the position away. Maybe returning the favor here very quickly. No, Trollman backs out of it. Penn goes in very deep on the brakes in that number 30 machine. But look at that. Trollman absolutely shadowing the number 30 machine of Penn. Trollman showing us slow in, fast-ish out, but Penn able to pull a bit of a gap there, a half second. Trollman going to try and use that draft to his advantage. Norman King moves up to 16th. If he can just stay out, he should be able to pass Jake Duckwall. No, I think Duckwall shows on lap 24, so King may not be able to get into the points here. But here we go, Nick Trollman getting set up for a draft pass. He's going to take a peek to the inside line. Thinks better of it. White flag is out, though, for race leader Finley Fitzsimmons. Penn and Trollman are going to go at it till the very end here. Trollman, the blue and white number 8. Penn, the all-yellow number 30 machine. Both drivers will score points if they finish exactly as they stand. Trollman still staying right there behind Penn. Such great racing all across the surface here today at Spa. Fitzsimmons makes his way down the back half of this track at Spa, trying to get yet another win. It would be such a massive points evening for the young British driver. Still looking for his first win in a season played with tragedy. He started on pole 3 different events. Can this finally be the one for the number 16 machine? We pan over to Fitzsimmons, your race leader, 16-second gap over Micah Barnett. Barnett 14 seconds ahead of Jared Ziegler. We get confirmation Norman King is going to score points as he moves up into 15th. The checkered flag is out. Finley Fitzsimmons. The curse is broken as he picks up his first League 0 win of the season. Finally, the dry spell is over for Fitzsimmons. And he's going to be, yes, there he is, absolutely losing it, coming to the realization. All the hard work finally paying off. Micah Barnett's going to finish second. And Jared Ziegler finishes third here tonight. Fitzsimmons enjoying the moment, waving to the fans. Fitzsimmons just going to soak up the moment here at Spa. Nick Peterson, Antonio Bianchi's going to round out the top 5. McAllister, Kasai, 6th, 7th. Mundy and Zanave, 8th, 9th. With Sparling rounding out the top 10. A special mention again, Norman King, able to get some points here tonight in the number 15 machine. Very well done for the constantly improving number 28. Always a lot of fun watching him drive and get faster and faster and more consistent. And Fitzsimmons gonna burn it down in style. Well done to Fitzsimmons, thoroughly enjoying it here. We're going to try and get these drivers up here in the waiting room. Looks like the gang's all here. And we're going to start things off with Mr. Jared Ziegler join us in the 3rd place spot, the number 57 machine, up 3 positions. And what a wild event there, but able to pull it off and some massive points for you and the team.
Absolutely. I'm in love. This was a good race for us. We kind of kept out of trouble. I was like, hey, it's going to be a long race. So just keep it clean. And that's what we did. And I was happy. I was content with a 4th place finish. And then Reed had whatever happened to him. I'm like, I looked up and I saw, oh, there's a car about in the distance. What happened there? Looked down and I'm passing them 2 laps or 2 corners later. So like, oh, that's great. It's a good finish for a team, and then Norman wrecked out early, so definitely helps us in the team championship. But sucks for him. Wish we could have gotten a little bit more, but
You talking
salvaged
about
all I
Norman?
could.
You talking about Norman King?
Absolutely, yep, teammate.
He
So.
scored 15th and also got home points for you guys.
Did he end up 15th?
Yes, sir, he did. So he was able to get around Jake Duckwall and Reed Gibson, who crashed out a few laps prior. So yeah, King's in the points as well for you guys.
Oh, well, okay, that's a double points finish then. So that's even better. Long race, so it's definitely weird being this long, but a good finish for a team, and hopefully that punts us up a position or 2 in the points team championship.
Awesome. Congratulations, Jared. That was a lot of fun watching that one. And again, well done to you and the team. So many points able to be swept for you guys. And before I let you sign off and celebrate, who you want to give a quick shout out to that helped you bring home 3rd this evening?
Absolutely. We got IMSA Performance Engineering, company owned by Norman King. Of course, his team, Norman, MSR, Mustard Seed Racing. Team Goon Squad Broadcasting. It's always fun watching these back. Have them on my car, helmet, suit, all that good stuff. And then we got, of course, Nemesis Labs, Racing for Children's, good charity over there. Check them out. League Zero for putting on a good show, and just the drivers. It was a really clean race. We only had like 8 or so cars wreck out, so it was really clean and definitely enjoyable.
Awesome. Same for us up in the booth. And Jared, hope to have you back up here next week, my friend.
Absolutely. I'll see you then.
Yes, sir. That was Jared Ziegler bringing home the 3rd place position. Up next, Micah Barnett, the number 59. Hey, 2nd highest spot up on the podium. A clean race car at the end of a long race. Can't complain too much after this one.
No, I'm pretty happy with that. I think I was a 3rd place car, and Reed had some misfortune there at the end, and so yeah, happy with the 2nd place.
Now, Micah, with this longer format race not having a feature, a brief intermission, a sprint, do you think that you would attribute that to a little bit cleaner race than we would normally expect at Spa?
Yeah, probably. I think people get stretched out here. You once you get out of the tow, it's pretty easy to get everybody strung out, and yeah, we missed the excitement of the sprint start, but I liked it. I run a lot of endurance races anyway, so I prefer the longer format.
Well, you're always extremely consistent, and that shows in your results when it's not marred by sprint race misfortune. You've had a few seconds now. I believe this is your 3rd of the season, possibly 4th. What's it going to take to get that elusive win for you in that 59 machine?
I think we need to add some award weight to Reed and Finley. I don't just don't have the pace that those guys do. So unless it's a track that really clicks for me, or they get tangled up in other issues, I think second or third is where I'm going to land. But I'm okay with that. If I can land there consistently and stay out of trouble, then that's not a bad spot to be.
Yes, sir, exactly. And that's what wins championships, and you're still very well in the running. Micah, before I let you sign off and celebrate with the rest of the hooligans, who you want to give a shout to that helped make second place possible for you?
Scuderia Chicken House, my team as always. Thanks again to Team Goon Squad for the great broadcasts, and my family, and happy Halloween to everybody.
Awesome. You as well, Micah. Thank you as always, and well done out there.
Thanks, James. Appreciate it.
Sure. That was Micah Barnett finishing up second. And up next, the man, the myth, the legend, the elusive first win, no incidents, and finally, good luck on your side. Welcome, Finley Fitzsimmons, to the top spot here at Spa.
Oh, it was a very hard-fought win. It may not have looked like it on the timing boards, but my rear tires were just giving up. It was so hard. It was grueling as well. Like an hour race, it definitely drains the whole life out of me.
Now, do you think that hour-long race, do you think that played into your favor, able to get that elusive win, or was it making it a little bit tougher for you?
It did affect my strategy somewhat because I was more like inclined to let people go at the beginning because I knew that I had the pace in the long run. But maybe, if it was a sprint race or the feature race in the old format or the format we were usually, I would maybe have not taken that decision. But yeah, I think definitely the long race played into my favour because I was quite consistent with my lap times, and yeah, it ended up turning out quite well.
So not only are you going to get the maximum points for winning today's one and only main event, also scoring bonus points for the fastest lap. I believe there's 2 extra bonus points awarded to the fastest driver within that top 15. How do you think that's going to help you out in the championship chase? Do you still have a shot at maybe battling with Barnett and Gibson to see if you can lock up a championship here this season?
Yeah, it hasn't been on my side this season really. After round 1, it's karma is, well, I wouldn't say karma, but it really hasn't been on my side. I'm really properly in the fight for second, but I'm going to need a miracle really to win because the gap is nearly 100 points. However, though, with the double points, I've pulled maximum points on Reed Gibson, and I think I might have taken over second in the championship. I think it'll be quite close, but yeah, it's a very long way to go, and I'm going to need a lot more luck on my side to have a chance at the end of the season.
Well, Finley, I'm glad luck was on your side. Again, that massive, elusive win. Finally, I know it's a major confidence booster, and finally on the top spot here at League Zero. And you've got the privilege, the pleasure, my friend, the final send-offs of the night. Who do you want to give a shout-out to that helped make this such a massive win and so important to you, who helped make it happen?
I want to give a shout out to Jack. Very surprising, I know, but we did a lot of testing together during the week. I tried really hard. I was testing, I tried to figure out everything. It's just, I was trying really hard to just perfect this race, and he helped me a lot with that. Of course, Team Goon Squad U Games in the booth there, putting on a brilliant broadcast. I always watch them back and I enjoy it. And also Team Goon Squad, the team we're racing for as well. Gareth McAllister as well for getting an absolutely banging result, getting both cars in the top 5, which are really good for the team championship as well. And a shout out to all the other drivers as well. Near the front, it was pretty clean, and I had a brilliant race.
Awesome. Congratulations, Finley. Good to have you up here, and hope to see you with that continued success in the very near future.
Yeah, I sure do, James. Thank you.
Yes, sir. That was Finley Fitzsimmons in the top spot, locking up the win here at Spa. Micah Barnett second, and Jared Ziegler will round out the top 3. These are your unofficial results for the evening. But as always, thank you to our fans, friends, and family. Tune in, supporting the broadcast, supporting the drivers, and supporting those at LeagueZero.net. My name's been James East. On behalf of Team Goon Squad Broadcasting, thank you so much for spending your Thursday night with us, and I'll see you at the next one. Have a great night, everybody.